lovely morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to Echo FM 100.7. Welcome to Health Revolution, your daily tonic for healthy living. How are you today? How are you, my friend? How are you, my papa, my mama, brothers, sisters, everyone listening at this time? I hope you're doing great, and I trust that, yes, everything is, going smoothly for you. If you're faced with challenges, I always like to start with that because the situation in the country right now, it's actually not friendly. So I know what people are passing through. So please, I bring you good news. I bring you words of solace. I bring you words of peace. I bring you words of guineakwa. Encouragement. Thank you. Just to let you know that whatever you're passing through, you're not alone, okay? You are loved and you shall overcome in the end.
Yes,
Time check is exactly 5 minutes past 11, and what a good way to start off today's edition of Health Revolution. I remain your one and only Mary Omeniwo. They call me the Slim Diva. You're most adorable.
And I am Judge Dawn Ikoma.
Yes, Judge Dawn is, I always like to commend her. You need to see the gown she's wearing this morning.
Oh, wow, Mary, help me
and she
now.
looks, it's not hot, oh, it's not hot. Hot. She looks hot in the gown. You want to see her gown? That is the only time you really understand the
during
description.
the politics or during politics program, you
He
just
doesn't talk.
But once it's she matters now. Health
She matters. Who is doing She Matters? It's today Friday. Oh God of mercy. Oh no, Judge Dawn Ekoma is hot this morning. You want to see her? You want to see myself, the Slim Diva? We're live on Facebook right now at Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Just to update you that the voting poll for Ojezu Robodo 2025 is still up on our Facebook page and YouTube. When you go to our page, that will be the first thing you would see. The voting poll is between Eze of Ofikata Orodo and the Eze of Umunkwo Isiala Mbano. So don't get it twisted. If you are from those places, go drop your votes. Even if you are not from any of the communities we mentioned, or you don't even know their traditional rulers, but you want to be a supporter of what we are doing, go drop and cast your votes. And then you'll see some clips from last year's Ojezu Robodo when we went to those communities. That would give you a better idea, of who you're voting for. And in the end, on the 21st, I think on Thursday, 21st, that's the day we'll be presenting the Almighty Award to the winners. And it's not just the award, there's something else, but we don't want to let the cat out of the bag yet. And I say kudos to our CEO. He's really doing a great job. There's nowhere you find this kind of thing. No, let me not talk too much. Before they will say I started hyping Echo FM. But I love to hype Echo FM because we do what we know how to do best, and we do it very well. Thank you very much. Okay, so before we go ahead to the topic, let me drop some updates as usual. And I'll start off with this one that says Kwara State government has extended renewable energy infrastructure to more public hospitals as part of efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery and ensure uninterrupted power supply across the state. And this was disclosed in a statement issued yesterday or 2 days ago by the management of the Kwara State Hospitals Management Board. And reported by newsmen. According to the statement, the initiative forms part of government's commitment to promoting sustainable and climate-friendly healthcare system while improving electricity supply in public health facilities. And then it also went on to say that the board explained that the installations will stabilize electricity supply, reduce reliance on fuel power generators, and guarantee uninterrupted power and critical, power supply for critical units such as laboratories, maternity services, cold chain storage, and emergency care departments, and so on and so forth. It seems more like Kwara State government heard what we said yesterday.
It's good.
It's good, right? It seems more like the message left Imo State that is meant for. and went to Kwara. I don't understand. But it's all good. It's good to know that Kwara is doing this for the hospitals in their state.
Yeah.
And we want the Imo State government to take a
emulate.
leaf. Yes, from what is going on in Kwara. Try to see how you can install some power. What do they call it? Solar system generators, solar system fridge, solar system inverters, whatever it is, just so that these hospitals will be able to have adequate power supply. Okay, we cannot overemphasize that.
Yes,
and then to the next update. It says that Cross River has started off with a deworming campaign going round to schools and trying to protect children, thousands of children rather, from what we call intestinal worm infestation. And the target is for children between 5 to 14 years, and it's part of efforts to improve the health and academic performance of school-age pupils in communities where worm infestation has been prevalent. So we have not seen this kind of program in Imo. If I'm wrong, you can correct me.
Haven't.
But I don't think I have seen any deworming program in Imo State. So we should learn to, emulate others. That's the essence of this update. Just in case people in the Ministry of Health, I would always call them out because that's the body that covers anything that has to do with health in Imo State.
Yes.
We bring you ideas. I know you listen. These are ideas. You can take note of it. Even if you don't have to do the campaign now. Work towards it. Plan towards it. Maybe in the middle of 2026 or towards the end of the year, you set out on a deworming campaign. You know why? A lot of children, when I mean a lot of children, yes, their parents are there. Their parents, because of pressure from work, from business, they might not remember to deworm their kids.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, but if the government makes it compulsory and says, okay, every 3 months, we'll do a deworming campaign. You can go and collaborate with companies that produce this, what do they call it, worm drugs or worm medicines. Collaborate with them and then see how you can help reduce worm infestation. These things do not have physical symptoms on children.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. All of a sudden, before you know, it starts to, it starts to eat the child's organs and all of that, and it starts to manifest physically. The child comes down with a lot of symptoms, and then when you go to the hospital, they now tell you he has worm infestation. Meanwhile, this is something the government can actually help out with. Yes. So we have brought you yet another update. And the last update for this morning, it's good news in the health sector as the Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tuji Ojo, says that the president has approved the employment of 50 medical doctors and 100 nurses across the nation's correctional centers hospital. When I saw this, I actually thought it was the general hospitals or the federal hospitals, but we are hearing is correctional centers. So what this means is that every correctional center should have a clinic so that they can cater to the needs of the inmates. And you agree with me that most of our correctional centers do not actually have the facilities. They do not have the manpower when it comes to having doctors or nurses to take care of inmates. So if this is going to work out, I must commend the federal government. It's one thing to post these medical doctors and nurses
and not give them what to work with.
Thank you. That's another challenge. If you post them, what next? What next? That's the question. Do you also equip those clinics? Do you equip those correctional centers so that when they also get there to do their jobs, it will be seamless? These are the issues we have in Nigeria. It's just like someone giving you, what do they call it now? Okay, giving you cassava and not giving you what to use to process the cassava and wants you to expect you to chew the cassava raw. You go die, Kwanu. Yes.
Some people eat raw cassava.
No, there are some that are poisonous, actually. Some species. Some species of cassava. Don't get me wrong, okay? I'm talking of those species that are poisonous. Somebody comes and says, oh, take this cassava, I brought it for you. You are hungry, Abi, or you take cassava. You look at the cassava, you already know that it's poisonous. You will not be able to eat it. But if the person helps you and shows you how you can maybe process it and what you can do to extract the poisonous substance before you eat it, he has done you good.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to post doctors and nurses to these facilities. What have you done as a government to equip them? That's the question this morning. Okay, time to go over to the topic for today. And as usual, drum rolls, drum rolls. Dawn will do us the honors. She's really doing drum rolls. Okay, let's know. What are we talking about today?
Okay, social anxiety disorder. The
Social,
acronym SAD.
social anxiety disorder. It sounds big, right? It sounds
Yes.
like big grammar. We want to take a swipe to mental health issues today,
Yeah.
okay? And try to educate people and sensitize the public a little bit on social anxiety disorder.
Disorder.
Now, it's a type of anxiety disorder. And anxiety disorder on its own is a mental health condition. I want you to know that first of all. And then if you have an anxiety disorder, you may respond to certain things and situations with
Irrationally.
fear and dread. You may also experience physical signs of anxiety. For instance, you find yourself in an open environment where you have a lot of persons. There are people who don't like to see crowd. They don't like it at all. And the next thing you see, their heart starts to pound. Or it's either they're sweating profusely or their legs are shaking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is one typical example. I've not given you the common examples that almost everybody suffers from. Okay? So, but I want you to know that anxiety disorder goes beyond the regular nervousness that you see. It goes beyond the slight fear that you may feel from time to time. And it can happen when anxiety interferes with your ability to function. That is when you now say, oh, you have anxiety disorder. When your reactions are often out of proportion to situations. For instance, you see, I don't want to give this example, okay? But I'm going to do that later. Let me calm down. When you cannot control your response to certain situations, that is you having an anxiety disorder. Okay, so whether we like it or not, the anxiety disorder can affect us in one way or the other. It can affect your overall output, be it in your job, your relationship with people. Just know that once you have been diagnosed of having anxiety disorder, you'd have to undergo therapy. If not, you'll live with it for the rest of your life, and you see it as a normal part of life. Okay, so social anxiety disorder. I don't know if you have anything on that yet. Okay, so but I want you to know that it's a condition. Formerly, it used to be called the social phobia.
Okay.
Yes, and it happens when you experience intense and ongoing fear of being judged negatively or being watched by others. That is what it means. There are typical examples we will still drop. But I want you to know that social anxiety disorder is a medical condition that causes fear and anxiety when you are around people in social situations. Yes, let me stop there. We'll still go deep to explain, but let me give you one typical example. When someone has been called upon to give a speech, and then they must have informed you 3 months before that time, prior to that time. You will go, you will cram, prepare, do everything you need to do. And then 3 months later, you find yourself on the podium or on the stage, and then you're called upon to give the speech, and you start to fright, you start to shake. All of a sudden, you're opening your mouth, nothing is coming out. Dawn, have you experienced this
No, I
at some
haven't,
point?
though.
Okay, but you've seen people.
Yes.
You open your mouth and you're talking, nothing is coming out. And then you pinch yourself, what is happening to me? At that point, you're staring into space. People are looking at you, expecting you to say something. But out of the blues, you are lost. At that point, you just embarrass yourself, okay? Some people get the social anxiety disorder thing, like it happens based on impulse, right?
Yeah.
When they're there on stage, it comes. But some are already able to navigate their way and find a way to still come back to their feet and say what they want to say. While some, the moment that catches up with them, they just walk out.
They lose it.
They lose it and they leave. That is a sign, a typical sign of social anxiety disorder. Okay.
Okay, with this mental health condition, specific or several social situations trigger fear and anxiety, like answering a question in front of people, asking for help in a restaurant, store, or other public place, dating, eating in front of people, meeting new people, performing in front of people.
Meeting new people.
Yeah.
Meeting new people. There are some people I know, they find it very difficult making new friends, not to talk of meeting new people. The moment they see public figures, high-ranking figures in the society, for instance, we are here in the studio. If the governor comes here now, I might not see that as anything. I will take it to be like, oh, okay, he's a public figure. He's our governor. So, yes, he's serving the people. Sir, you're welcome to Echo FM. But I bet you there are some people that will see the governor.
But I don't think it to be social anxiety disorder. I think the person might just fret a bit.
Okay.
Or be nervous.
Now, there's a difference between fretting just like that or being shy.
Yes.
Okay? There's a difference. We'll come to that. Now, in such a situation, there are some people, they won't want to come close to the governor. They're not going near him. It's not like they're scared, though.
Yeah.
But they just can't get their legs to move at that point. And they are just overwhelmed by that situation. Okay? I use the governor as an example.
Yes.
There are other situations. What if you're scheduled to, go for an interview? This is the main reason why some people fail. They go for an interview. It's not like they don't know what to say. They have all the ideas in their head. They have all the answers in their head. Judge Don Ekoma, you're welcome to our company. So, may we meet you? And you're staring. Sir, what did you say? May we meet you? All of a sudden, you start to mumble. Nothing comes out. And then they say, okay, where have you worked before? What have you done? You are lost. Meanwhile, you know what to say. That is a typical example of social anxiety disorder. There are some people as well. You see the normal church that everybody goes to.
Yeah.
Some people avoid such crowds. They don't want to even go to the crowd. They are scared that people will judge them based on what they are wearing. They look at themselves. Now, wow, see this my clothes. I don't think this is going to look okay in the eye of other people. I see what other people wear to church. I see what I want to wear. And then you start to get scared all of a sudden. That is a typical example of social anxiety disorder. Now, for children, is a normal part of their development. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
It usually starts from adolescence up until the adulthood. So for children, you might not say it's a big problem for them. No. Because at some point in your life as a child, you get scared.
Shy.
Yes. That's why they need guardians. They need people to always reassure them.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, Bobo. It's just a crowd. You outgrow it. It's just a crowd. Go give your speech. It's just a crowd. Go give your presentation. And then the more you reassure that child, the more the child gets up and gets going and knows that, oh, okay, it's a normal way of life or it's a normal part of life.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about adults right now. They've passed that stage and yet they are still scared of certain social situations. That's the point I'm trying to make. Even ordinary phone call. Some people cannot make a phone call in the presence of others. They'll have to go to an enclosed space. They feel, oh, they want to hear what I'm saying. No, I can't do this. To even eat, for instance, you go to a party and you're served food. I know of some persons that, they won't want to eat. It will be better let that ground open so they'll enter inside than for them to be seen eating in public.
How does my mouth move when I eat?
They will watch me. Oh, this food might fall from my mouth now, and they'll start to laugh at me. They find it difficult. These are examples of what is it called? Social anxiety disorder. So the core feature of social anxiety disorder is that you are afraid of being judged, nothing again.
Yes.
You are afraid of being rejected. You are afraid of being humiliated in public. It is different from being shy.
Yeah.
It is different from being an introvert.
Yeah.
Let me break it down. Being shy is when you are nervous. You are nervous and you are uncomfortable in social situations.
Yeah.
But even if you're shy, you find out that you can still interact with people.
Yeah.
Eh?
But not loud.
Yes, you're not loud, but you still interact. You still talk to people. Over time, when you practice how to be social with people, that feeling of shyness will fade off. And then you now become more free with people. That is you being shy. What of introverts? When you are always, you prefer a quiet environment. You don't want noise. You don't want trouble. You just want to be on your own. Just in your, in your own world. When people hang out and have fun, you hang out with yourself. You have someone who is having like 4 friends. Without those 4 friends, he cannot hang out. He cannot have fun. But you are one man squad. You like your space. You don't just want all of those things. You are an introvert. So, but the thing is, you just prefer to be solo. You just prefer to interact with people in small circles. That doesn't mean that you have social anxiety disorder. They are different. However, social anxiety disorder has to do with intense fear.
Very, very.
Or anxiety in social situations, often with avoidance or distress. You don't want to do a particular thing because you feel that the moment you do it, you'll be judged by the society. That is the difference between being shy, being an introvert, and someone who has social anxiety disorder. So the unfortunate thing about this is that it overwhelms you.
Yeah.
If you have this disorder, it overwhelms your daily life. I remember back then when we're all, at some point, all of us passed through higher institution, majority of us. And then there will be a stage you get to, you'll be asked to come give a presentation.
Yeah.
Or a seminar. You'll be asked to present a seminar. You see that stage? For most people, it's the most difficult stage of their academic journey. In fact, don't call them at all. They don't want it. And then you see them, their legs starts to wriggle, they start to wonder what's going on with me. Just to give an ordinary presentation that might not last up to 10 minutes. At some point in your life, it happened to you. Yes, you listening to me. So how were you able to navigate your way through? How were you able to overcome this intense fear? That's the question we'll be asking. And then for people who are still suffering from the social anxiety disorder right now as we are talking, has it affected you in any way? We want to find out from you this morning. And then we'll give you some other tips maybe towards the end of the program. But let's open up the phone lines for people who would want to join the conversation this morning.
Okay, and the phone line to call is 0911 20022 0707 454 1014.
Okay, send us a WhatsApp message on 0707 491 3438. Hello.
Hello.
My sweet morning. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
George.
Good morning.
DAWN. Come on.
You like trouble, is it? Chai, I never
so,
see.
Mommy, since her import to Echo, I have not called her. I have not called her, yes. I have a question for her, but I'm not going to answer the question. Mommy,
yes.
So, Mommy, all that you have just explained now, is it a medical condition? I mean, is it what I mean by that, is it something that can be treated medically?
Okay.
So I want to know.
Yes.
Because you know what? I have some of these things, but I don't know the category I fall into.
Okay.
Let me just give you an example. If you invite me to your place now, on the day I'm going to make that journey, honestly, I'll be feeling somehow. And if I eventually come to your place, no matter what you try to do, I will never eat in your house. Never. I've never done it before. Even when I was in school, there was this woman very close. I mean, she invited me for her birthday. When I went there, people were there. She offered me, even I didn't accept anything from her, but she was able to break through my reserve. And she knew actually what was going on. They asked me whether I'm shy.
Okay.
I denied it, so honestly, I was shy.
Sorry, I denied it.
Oh my God. So since that day, we became friends, although she's late now.
Yeah, may her soul rest in
So,
peace.
Mommy, I want to eat this thing has a kind of treatment.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like we said earlier, social anxiety disorder is a type of anxiety disorder that is a mental health condition. That doesn't mean that if you have it, you are sick in your brain or it's just a condition that most people have. And the funniest part is that people who have this social anxiety disorder feel it's part of their personality.
Yeah.
They have grown to see it as a normal way of life and they don't feel it's a problem. Yes, but from research, from what we can see, if you do not learn to manage it, if you do not go to the right people who are supposed to help you manage it,
You just grow.
you'll grow into it.
And
In fact, you will
lose
age with
yourself.
it and you'll lose yourself. You lose opportunities. Because there are some interviews you go to, they just need you to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And what if you go there and you're unable to speak? You've lost it.
Yeah.
Or there are some contracts you'll be pursuing. They want you to just come do a presentation for them.
Yeah.
Let them just see that, okay, you have it in you.
Yeah,
You know
just
what
want
you
to
are
hear you
doing.
talk.
Thank you. Or they just want to hear you speak. You go there and you flop. So it's usually good to discover this early enough. And then when you discover it, of course, there are management tips that we will be giving out. Yes, Eze, it has got some things, or rather, there are some things you can do to actually, I wouldn't call it treatment, but they are called management techniques. I already mentioned therapy.
Yeah.
Yes, therapy.
That's the most important.
Yes, therapy is there. And there's also, there are some medications that the psychiatrists and whoever you see at the hospital will give to you to help you. But let's squeeze in more calls.
Hello.
Hi, good morning, Mary.
Hi.
Good morning, BAWS.
Good morning.
My name is Peculiar. I'm calling from Omugoma.
Peculiar.
Peculiar.
You're
You're
welcome. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Oh, are you there?
Hello.
Oh, my
Can you
goodness.
hear me? I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Go ahead.
Okay. My question is just like the first caller asked me. My own problem is that I'm not shy. I am bold. I am eloquent and all of that. But my problem is anytime I am giving the mic, my voice kind of starts to crack.
It starts to crack out of the blues. From where?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not like I don't know what I want to say. Or just that if I can talk without the mic, but once I am handed that mic, that particular mic, it will be like I'm singing solo music.
Imagine. Okay, is it just the mic? Is it just when you're,
Oh my
no.
God.
Peculiar, I wanted to find out from you if it's just when you're giving the mic. There are some people that can talk without the microphone.
Yes.
They talk fluently. But the moment you give them the mic, they just feel that
There's something heavy.
no, that the whole world is listening to them at that point. There's something we call the microphone fright.
Okay.
Just like you have the stage fright. Yes, it's there. You see, this is our job. Just like people are listening to us outside. That this their work. Very easy. In fact, it's one of the easiest jobs in the world. They know they carry concrete. They know they carry this. They know they do this. They know their own is to just go
And talk.
sit down and talk. Hey, Oga, let me shock you. This is one of the most difficult jobs. You know why? Apart from you cracking and racking your brain every day. If you miss words, you make mistakes, you beat yourself up for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Ask on-air personalities, they will tell you. And then there are some on-air personalities that are very good talking outside in public spaces.
Yeah.
Some of them are even MCs.
Yeah.
They handle the mic in celebrations very well. Bring them behind the MIC. They start to stutter.
But you'll be wondering, what's the difference now?
Thank you. That is the magic. They start to stutter. All of a sudden, now you're asking, wait, so is it not this person that I saw perform the other day? So what works for you might not work for me.
Yeah.
But they are all examples, typical examples of social anxiety disorder. So I get you, Peculiar.
Hello. Good morning.
Mary, good morning, Mary.
Hi, good morning.
I greet your colleagues here. Morning.
Good morning.
Dawn.
Mary, you're the commander of English. You know that.
I'm not.
I don't give you. Say when the other class today,
as the governor of Imo State. They say he's the commander of free education. So I give you the commander of English.
New title don't come. Thank you. Thank you.
What's Mikey?
Oh,
Mikey, welcome.
Yes.
Mikey, welcome to you. How are you today?
I'm very fine. You know, in a blue, the English, a blue, in a blue,
I see no blow, yeah, blow.
Blue, yeah, no, I just want to appreciate you people what you are doing in ECHO. What I know say ECHO is number one for
Thank you.
So I appreciate. You know, let me say something about the last caller that said.
Yes.
During the time they handle microphone, they can't talk well, understand. There's the way they used to handle microphone. You don't have to put it maybe can't. Have to bring the microphone closer to your mouth, not to maybe to just to be kissing it. It's not what I mean. Understand? So, are you getting me?
Yes.
So, when he's using the microphone, letting the microphone come close very well so that people can hear her very well. Are you getting me? So that is what I want to correct. So you people is trying. Ladies, enjoy your program. Commander of English.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We have another commander of English here. She's the one she dropped yesterday.
I'm learning from
coagulate.
From the best. No, I'm
coagulate.
You.
You think
I'm following you behind now.
I not forget Amo.
No, I've forgotten.
The blood will coagulate. It's not just me, It's one full squad. English, join English. You know what that's going to give birth to. And I'm proud. Yes, I'm proud. Now my co-host is also, in that line. So every day you get to see and hear new words from us. Thank you, Mikey. We appreciate you as always.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
So who are we speaking with, and where are you calling us from?
My name is Stanley. I'm calling from IMSU.
Okay. You're welcome.
Okay. Mine. I've been able to overcome such complexity when it comes to, what is security complex stuff and the things you guys mentioned.
Okay.
For example, when I was in secondary school, I found out that some of my classmates, they are too afraid to stand up and ask questions and, answer questions.
Okay.
So I took it up. I made it kind of a decision to always ask or answer questions in class, whether it's correct or not, just to make sure that I get over all those stuff. And it has really actually, even in higher institution, I can, pride myself that I'm one of the most disabled students in my department that year. That's how I overcame mine.
Okay, so you were able to, even right now, you can speak in social situations. Okay, Stanley from IMSU, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for calling us. Don't mix up things. So
yes,
we said that social anxiety disorder is different from low self-esteem.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that if you have low self-esteem, you have social anxiety disorder. They are different. It's different from you being shy. It's different from you being, what was the other one I said? Uncomfortable or nervous. They are quite different, okay? It's a mental health condition, and until you discover you have it, you might not know that you even have it, okay? Thank you for calling.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is good morning.
Good morning.
My name is George. That's why I call her my namesake.
Your name is what, please?
George.
Oh, George. I hear that people who bear George are usually very handsome.
Hey, God. Dude.
Hope you're handsome.
I am very, very handsome. I will give you my wife's phone number. Then you confirm.
Yes, it's good. It's good. Send me her number later, okay? All right.
I will do that.
You're welcome, Mr. George.
Yes. In GSS Eneka, 2004, right? 20-something years ago. That was my first time of experiencing this thing you're telling me now. I was nominated to be one of the prefects in GSS Eneka in Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Yes. And that time, I don't know how they do it now. That time, all the teachers, they will sit in the hall to screen you. They do screening that time. So I was very afraid. I even wanted to tell my master that, no, remove my name, please, because I cannot stand this.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
Please remove my name. But in the other hand, my man was just telling me, please accept this thing. Once you say true, it will stand as a history that you were once the prefect in that school. Okay. Do you know what happened? I was feeling headache, and all those things. So after spending the SP and all those, they called me, Kai. I summoned courage. If I was at this age, I would have gone to take one bottle first before entering there, because that would have given me morale to do what I wanted to do. Yes, yes.
Okay.
I felt true. And I was the lab prefect in that school as of that year.
Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
And then in the whole prefect, they gave me secretary of all the prefects in that school.
Imagine.
So when I wanted to read minutes, until I was used to the system. Are you getting me? Now, I am not, even if you are in a stadium and you want me to give a speech, I will do that comfortably. And if you like, carry 100 girls, let them, all of them wear anything. I will still mingle with all of them without being afraid of, what they will say or what they will do to me, or call me for any interview. I'll grant that interview and then come back,
Okay.
But then to the other person that called, if there's any medication, if this thing can be solved medically, yes. Once you notice all this, now my brother, go to any joint, take one green bottle.
That's your own,
yes.
Oh mine. And I was listening keenly to hear what you were going to say. George, don't worry. I'm going to call your wife. I know what to tell her. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you for calling this morning. And he made a very vital and salient point this morning.
Yeah.
And he said, if it were to be now,
he would have gone to take a bottle.
He would have gone to take a bottle. That brings me to something we have not talked about. The link between social anxiety disorder and substance abuse. Are you aware that most people who have social anxiety disorder can go on to start to abuse substances?
Yes.
He also made a very, in fact, this example he gave is a typical example of what many people with the social anxiety disorder do.
Yes.
Some people, before they go give a speech, okay, let me use the typical one we know.
Yeah.
You invite musical artists to stage to come perform.
Yeah.
Are you aware that majority of those musical high-ranking artists that you know have social anxiety disorder? How did I find out? Was that in 2017 when I was with one radio station? We went for a show organized by one of the network providers in Nigeria. Very big show. And then we went there. A lot of musicians came. Two-Face and Blackface, blah, 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 way back then. And we're all excited, waiting to see these people perform. And then as one of the organizers, I was opportune to be backstage. Yeah. Not, in the midst of the crowd. I was backstage trying to put one or two things in order. And then, before it was time for I won't mention his name, one of the most popular musicians to perform. He's always wearing dark shades. Have you ever wondered why? That's another talk for another day.
You've already
let the
cat out of the bag.
Okay. He's always on dark shades, even till this moment that I speak with you. And then, I was just observing. 30 minutes before his time, he was just bouncing around, And I'm like, what's going on? He will walk from here to there, walk from here to there. His manager will come, tell him, calm down, sit down. He said, no, I can't sit down. Can you see the crowd? I can't sit down. And the next thing, he started to smoke. Yes, started to smoke a very high substance. I don't want to mention here. But from the smell I could perceive, I already knew what it was. And somehow, after he did that, hey, Ginger, the next thing, the moment they mentioned his name, from that point where he was smoking, he just threw that thing off, to the stage. And was jumping. In my mind, I said, wait, what magic? What happened? And then it now dawned on me that he was anxious.
Yes.
And the only way he could, calm himself and then aggravate, that vibrancy in him was to smoke that thing he smoked. So what we are trying to say is, it's not the best option. To some people, it might work. You might go take 10 bottles and then you get yourself and you go to stage, you start to speak abracadabra. You start to talk, say even the things you did not write on paper, you say all of them. Yeah. And people are clapping for you. And you think it's because of the 10 bottles you took? No. You already have it in you. But it's because you have now dwelt on the fact that you
need something to hype it.
Thank you. I don't know how else to explain this to you, but it is not the best way. You know why? It is a risk factor. The moment you start to abuse substances because you want to be free with people, you want to do some kind of performance and, come out with the best, my dear, you are even going deeper into crisis. Particularly alcohol, cannabis, nicotine, whatever substance you use to calm yourself. Yes, it might work at that time, but trust me, it starts to affect your organs. Did you think about that? So please, it is not the best way out. Thank you very much. More calls.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning. Who are we speaking with and where are you calling us from?
Charles from World Bank.
Okay, Charles, you're welcome.
Yes. At some point in our lives, we have all passed through this syndrome you mentioned.
Okay.
And one of the ways I advise myself, my friends, to overcome it is just know a bit of everything. Read wide. Be so intelligent. If you call upon me now to speak on any sector in Nigeria or in the world, I have something to say. In fact, I will, try to be one of the speakers. So you must continue to expand your scope of knowledge at every time, so that you become so confident, not over confident anyway, to speak on any forum. But you do well, you dazzle the crowd. And that is one thing that has been working for me over the years. Thank you so much.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you so much. I watched one documentary one time, and in that movie, a movie-like documentary, the man was actually sharing his story, but they had to act it out, okay? And then he said, I think he's one of the topmost speakers we have in the world. According to him, growing up was hell for him. He could not even associate with people. He could not associate at all. He could not speak with people. He didn't have siblings. That was one thing that still affected him. He was always all alone with his mom, only his mom. So the mom, while growing up, would not allow him mingle with other children. Do you understand? And that started affecting him somehow. And then he grew up with that kind of mentality into adulthood. Now as an adult, anytime they called him to give a speech, he will flop. He will keep flopping and flopping until, do you know what worked for him? Now, he said one day he was holding, not a pen, there's this paper clip.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that paper. It's a clip used to hold papers. Yeah. And then he was in his office. He had to go give a presentation. And while he was trying to pin those papers or clip those papers together, they just called him all of a sudden. Please come now. If you don't come now, these people are about leaving. It's your turn. He left the office with the clips, about 2 of them, in his palm.
Wow.
And then when he got there, he still held on to those clips and started talking. He was just talking. Then when that feeling of fear comes, he grips his hand.
Wow.
When he grips his hand, he will feel that there is something there. And then he will hold it tight and continue to talk. He said from that day, even till today that I'm talking to you, his secret is the clip. Just like a pen. A pen can be someone's aid. Now, what does this mean? Psychologically, when you're gripping on the clip, or gripping on the pen, or gripping on something, holding it very tight, and you're talking, psychologically, you paint a picture of someone who's maybe holding his mom.
Or in charge of something.
I don't know how I'm going to explain it, but this is a secret. Yeah, a secret that has worked for so many people. Okay? Maybe you can also try
thank God is a clip. What if it was something more than that? You can see that he or she will still be hung up with that particular thing.
Exactly. So, but this time around, that's what helps him even till this moment. We have a caller.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, where have you been? Oh,
I keep on calling and calling. You don't change.
so sorry, my darling. The phone lines are always buzzing. How are you?
Like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Mr. Good morning.
It's good seeing you.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. I'm happy to have you on stage today.
Thank
Not
you.
a princess like Mrs. Mary Disclaimed Ivanov. Okay,
Princess, you're
let me
welcome.
go straight to my. Thank you, man. Thank you. Let me go straight to my point. During my days in school, if I'm called to come and give a speech, I would close my eyes. I'm not seeing the public. Then I will begin to speak. But immediately I open my eyes, I will cease what I'm speaking. So then after my secondary, primary school, then secondary school days, I noticed that I was given the health prefect because that was science class. So if I'm going for all these health meetings, students to other schools, if I'm called upon to represent my school, I'll close my eyes in public if I'm giving the speech. I started noticing that the only thing that gives me energy is closing of my eyes when I'm in the public. I can't face the public. So when I gained admission to the nursing school, I passed out. Then my NYSC, I was posted. The only thing I tried opening my eyes one day in the hospital where I was posted in Benue State. So I won't call the place. I could not do anything. So what I did, immediately I closed my eyes. I gave out the speech.
Wow.
So I decided that how can I continue to close my eyes? I think I'm having an eye problem. So what I did next, my secret now is my eyeglass. Even till now, if I want to go see a patient or going to the hospital or outside treatment or seminars for medical students, once I'm with my goggle, I can do anything.
That is true.
But I can't face people. I'm telling you to you now. Even if I want to go see a friend or a female friend, I must be on my goggle to speak with the person.
Okay.
And once I am back home, I pull off my eye shade and I'm okay. That's what I want. That my secret now is my eyeglass.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I forgot to add that. You want to say something?
But in all honesty, is it okay for individuals to have things like this that help them, or
Okay,
they should actually go all out to take
now the
treatment
thing is,
concerning-
we would always recommend the right thing, right?
Yeah.
First of all, if it's becoming an issue, that it has started impacting on your life, the first thing we recommend is go see a psychotherapist. Or go see a doctor first of all, and then he will now direct you to a specialist. When you get there, they will now tell you what to do. They will ask you a lot of questions. You undergo therapy, like I said. Now, I know that for some people, she mentioned a very big point. You know, I talked about the musician who goes around with dark shades. The eye opticians and optometrists will tell you that if you keep wearing dark shades all of the time, it can affect your eye. You know? So that's why I said the best thing would be see a doctor first. And then when you see the doctor, it's either they give you, you undergo that talk therapy, or they give you some medications, which maybe over time you take and it will now subside.
Whatever it is.
Exactly. You know. So, but what works for you, I would advise you stick with it. What works for you, stick with it, but not drug abuse or substance abuse. That one, no go area. Okay. So let's talk about some symptoms, some more symptoms.
Emotional and behavioral symptoms. Thoughts and behaviors that can be signs of social anxiety disorder include avoiding places where there are people, fear or worry that other people will judge you negatively or reject you, feeling very self-conscious or embarrassed in front of people, finding it scary and hard to be around other people, especially strangers.
Especially strangers. And I will share one story before we end again. And then your mind going blank and not knowing what to say when you find yourself in that situation. And then the physical symptoms, stiff body posture. All of a sudden, you're standing like a mast, no movement. Avoiding eye contact, blushing and sweating at the same time, intense nervousness to the point of nausea, and then a racing heartbeat, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of, symptoms, but complications. There are complications that come with it. We have mentioned some of these complications. If you're not careful and you allow this thing overwhelm you will lose a lot of opportunities. That is one, as an adult. And as students listening to us, you would at some point want to drop out of school or even start to decline job offers. For instance, you are a normal, how will I put this now? You're working for a company as a front desk officer. No, the front desk officer meets people as a bookkeeper or a storekeeper. That doesn't require you to see people. And then you go for another interview, looking for another job, a top, ranking job, and then you're offered the post of a PRO, public relations officer, or what again? Even the general manager. Or personal assistant to the CEO. Until you go reject the job. Because it will require you to meet people on daily basis. And then you reject that job. Mouth-watering offer. You go reject them, it will go like that, and you start complaining, and there's unemployment in the country. So these are complications. So how can you help? How can the doctors help? When you go, there's something called the cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a form of talk therapy, and when you go, they would help ask you some questions, and it's one of the treatments for social anxiety disorder.
Okay, hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
The Bible teacher called Dr. Peters from Owerri.
Dr. Peters.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you people are always bringing out helpful topics.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Even though I didn't join from the beginning, from what the last caller said, I just want to say that what she said is real with many people. Mostly shy people don't like looking at people's faces when talking. When they have a shade over their eyes, it helps them. It dims it, and then they get their composure. But as long as I look straight into people's eyes, they hardly overthrow it. That actually it can be overgrown with time. At a certain age, somebody you will no longer be scared of people's face. But that measure is more helpful one, using glasses. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Dr. Peters. And one more call.
Hello.
Hello, Slim Liver. Good morning.
Good morning.
Ama, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Judge John,
good morning.
You are switch over to this tango. Good morning.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much. You see, the truth is that this problem you people are talking about this morning has come from people into hard drug users and addicts.
Very true.
That is the truth. In fact, I lost a beautiful one because of that same problem.
Wow.
Yes, because, the truth remains that some of us, as it affects us women, by growing up. Sometimes some of us, because of the way we are brought up, so you find it difficult to, when it's time to, get married, you find it difficult to, stand before a lady, God has given to you, or God is meant for you to talk to her. You don't have the courage, you don't have what it takes in you to talk to her, to meet the person. And it's a big problem. That you people will take it as a joke, but it happens, and it has been happening, and it's a big problem to some people. Thank you, Amma from Wicked Street.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Amma. So I said I was going to tell a little story of a man who went to pay the dowry of his wife.
Yes.
This is someone he has been dating for years, or he had been dating for years. And then that day, he decided to go see the ladies' people, only for him to get there. Oga started sweating. If you see the way, from what the lady told me, his handkerchief couldn't contain the sweat. And the mother of the girl was looking at her like, Onya Ojikwa, is this person okay? He was oh my God, sweating, but nobody understood what was going on. Only the wife-to-be, who knew that somehow he was tensed. The young man will open, where are you from? He will open his mouth, nothing will come out. And then she now took the man aside and started talking to him. I know you're tense, just take it easy. They are my parents, they are not going to eat you.
Yeah.
So that's how that man would have lost that beautiful lady. So it's an eye-opener, especially to not just to the men, everybody.
Yes.
If you have the social anxiety disorder, please learn to go talk to someone about it. Go to the hospital and they'll direct you, okay? See a psychotherapist or just go see a doctor or a nurse and they'll direct you properly. You can even see a counselor. Even a counselor, will talk to you and tell you how to overcome it. So the causes for this social anxiety disorder stems from environmental, most of the factors you see.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know now if it's genetic.
Yes, genetics too.
Thank you. It could be genetic as well, okay? But there are a lot of things that could predispose people to coming down with the social anxiety disorder. And then if the glasses work for you, I would recommend you go see an eye specialist, an optometrist. There's something we call the photochromic lenses or photochromic glasses. It might not be the darkened one. It might be just a light glasses. However, let it be prescribed.
Yes.
Let it be prescribed so that while you are protecting your eye from the UV rays, you are also using it to cover up and mask up your shyness. I don't know if you get me.
Yes.
So that it doesn't affect your eye in the long run. I think we have said a lot and it's time to go. Parting word.
Okay. The enemy is not outside. It's the voice within. So most times when you notice this, because I think you should actually see a specialist that would actually help you. I think that should be the main thing.
Enemy kwa.
Yeah.
Obiakwa. Okay. The enemy is within you. Mav King, do you have any enemy within you? All right. So please, don't beat yourself up, okay? If you find yourself in that situation, you are human first before anything. Just try to navigate your way through it. We're all there at some point. Thank you very much. My name is Mary, the Slim Diva, your most adorable.
And I am Judge Dawn Ekoma.
Thank you. And in a few seconds, we'll bring you the news. Thank you, Marv King. Bye-bye for now.
Echo FM.
This week to help those in need.
If you know that it's God Almighty that created you and created we Nigerians like you need to do good things for us because the masses are suffering. How can suspend me here? Are we your slaves?
And I'm going to win this election.
That is the truth.
Stay informed with Echo FM 100.7. Join us for exclusive interviews with experts, breaking updates on local and global events, and in-depth coverage of issues impacting our community. Tune in every weekday at 6:30 a.m., 12 noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for our major news bulletin in English, Igbo,
people, this is not story time. On top, Echo.
and Pidgin language. For more inquiries, you can reach us through our email, echofm@thekingmail.com. You can follow us on our social media handles at Echo FM. Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. We are the Fresh News People.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri, the station with fair and balanced reporting. My name is Mary Omeniwode, bringing you the latest news and breaking stories around the world this afternoon. Here are the headlines. Federal government approves employment of doctors, nurses across correctional centers. Air Force vows swift action to safeguard students nationwide. NIMC enables overseas Nigerians to get NIN remotely. On the foreign scene, Iran police chief says anti-government protesters treated as enemies. Iran strikes US, Israel, Gulf nations amid oil price fluctuations. And on sports news, the Tigress Open World Cup qualifying campaign with Colombia clash. We'll bring you details shortly. Stay tuned. The The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, says President Bola Tinubu has approved the employment of 50 medical doctors and 100 nurses across the nation's correctional centers, hospitals. Tunji Ojo disclosed this when the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. The minister stated that the president's approval followed the death of medical personnel in some correctional centers. He noted that the hospital in the correctional center in Rivers State had no medical doctor to render services to the inmates. The minister stated that the federal government had been training inmates via the Train the Trainer programs. He also underscored the need for the Ministry of Information and National Reorientation to showcase and communicate the achievements recorded by the Ministry of Interior to the Nigerian public. In another development, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sunday Aneke, has assured Nigerians of swift and coordinated response to threats against students across the country. Speaking during a visit to the Tertiary Education Trust Fund headquarters in Abuja, Aneke emphasized that protecting students in tertiary institutions remains top priority despite the logistical challenges posed by Nigeria's size and terrain. He stressed the need for rapid response capabilities, particularly in remote areas. The Air Chief appealed for public patience and recognition of the sacrifices made by security personnel. Aneke's remarks comes as the Executive Secretary of TET Fund, Sonny Echono, outlined measures being taken to enhance campus safety across universities and colleges. He explained that the fund was working with the Office of the National Security Advisor and other security agencies to extend the Safe School initiative to tertiary institutions. And in Lagos, the management of the University of Lagos has chided the university's chapter of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, for declaring an industrial action without following due process. According to reports, the ASU Unilag, rising from a congress held, asked lecturers to withdraw their services over what they described as amputated January and February salaries received. The chairman, ASU Unilag chapter, Professor Ido Keinde, stated that the lecturers did not receive the full complement of their salaries, consolidated salary structure for academics, and the consolidated academic tools allowance, and also the professorial allowance. Keinde vowed that the lecturers would not resume work until their full salaries have been paid. Unilag, through its head communications unit at Adejoke Alaga Ibrahim, stated that the university would continue to engage with ASU executives to address the issues, especially the unpaid consolidated academic teaching allowances, while noting that engagement with the ASU would continue, and the Unilag management said the ongoing students' examination, which was scheduled recently, will proceed as planned. It's exactly 7 minutes past noon. If you just joined us, you're listening to the Global News right here on Echo FM 100.7. Here's a recap of the headlines. Federal government approves employment of doctors, nurses across correctional centers. Air Force vows swift action to safeguard students nationwide. NIMC enables overseas Nigerians to get NIN remotely. On the foreign scene, Iran police chief says anti-government protesters treated as enemies. And Iran strikes U.S., Israel, Gulf nations amid oil price fluctuations. And on sports news, the Tigress opens the World Cup qualifying campaign with Colombian clash. We'll bring you details after this break. Stay tuned.
This is a public service announcement. In an effort to enhance road safety and minimize the risks of crash-related fatalities, Federal Road Safety Corps Imo Sector Command is urging citizens hotline. In the event of a road crash, citizens are advised to call the Core Emergency Toll-Free Hotline at 122 to report the incident, or any of the Imo Sector Hotline 0913-960-0904. Provide as much information as possible, including the location of the crash and the number of people involved. Stay on the line to receive guidance from the Core Response Team. The sector commander urges all citizens to take an active role in promoting road safety by promptly reporting any road crashes. Together, we can work towards reducing the rate of road crash fatalities and creating safer roads for everyone. This message is brought to you by Echo FM 100.7 in partnership with the Federal Road Safety Corps, Imo Sector Command, as part of our corporate social responsibility. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, you're listening to the Global News at Noon right here on Echo FM 100.7 Owerri. Over now to the rest of the news. In business news, the National Identity Management Commission has said Nigerians living in the diaspora can now obtain their national identification number through accredited enrollment centers abroad, eliminating the need to travel home for registration. The Commission disclosed in a statement that overseas enrollment program introduced in 2019 allows eligible applicants to complete biometric registration through a network of licensed partners operating across Africa, Asia, Europe, and North America. Under the arrangement, NIMC licenses Nigerian companies that collaborate with partner organizations in host countries to capture applicants' fingerprints, facial images, and supporting documents on behalf of the Commission. According to the technical advisor to the Director General and Chief Executive Officer of NIMC on Media and Communications, Ayodele Babalola, the initiative has become increasingly important as the federal government continues to integrate NIN into accessing public financial services. The number is also required for SIM card registration under regulations enforced by the Nigerian Communications Commission. Over now to the foreign scene, where Iranian protesters will be treated as enemies if they support Tehran foes. The country's top police officer has warned as the Middle East war sparked fears mass anti-government rallies could reignite. His warning comes after the government crackdown on anti-government protests in January, sparked a month before over economic grievances in the sanction-hit country. The authorities deemed the protests to be riots and at one point issued an ultimatum to protesters to hand themselves in or face the full wrath of the law. Iranian authorities acknowledge that more than 3,000 deaths have been recorded in the arrest, including members of the security forces and bystanders, but say the violence was caused by terror acts fueled by Iran's enemies. U.S. President Donald Trump had initially cheered on the protesters, threatening to intervene on their behalf as authorities launched a deadly crackdown, but his threats soon shifted to Iran's nuclear program. And still on Iran, Iran has launched new strikes on Israeli and American targets in the Middle East, a state broadcaster has confirmed. According to reports, the barrage was the most intense and heaviest since the start of the war, which lasted for over 3 hours. It targeted Israeli cities, including Tel Aviv and Haifa, as well as West Jerusalem, referring to the area of the contested city that sits under full Israeli control. Israel's military stated that it detected missiles heading towards the country and had activated its air defense system. And lastly, in the world of sports, Nigeria's senior women basketball team, the Tigress, will open their campaign at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament with a clash against Colombia women's national basketball team in Villeurbanne, France. The match will take place at the Astrobal Arena with tip-off scheduled for 2 p.m. local time as the 7-time African champions begin a demanding 5-game schedule in the tournament running from March 11 to March 17. Nigeria arrived in France and immediately began preparations under head coach Rena Wakama, holding their first training sessions shortly after landing in Villeurbanne ahead of the opening encounter. The Nigerian roster blends experience and youth, with captain Amy Okonkwo leading the 12-player squad that also includes guards Ezinne Kalu, Promise Amakamara, Sarah Ogoke, and Elizabeth Balogun. Although Nigeria has already secured a place at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2026 after winning the Women's Afro Basketball 2025 title, the qualifying tournament provides an opportunity for the team to test themselves against strong opposition ahead of the global competition, which is scheduled to hold in Berlin, Germany from September 4 to 13. And that's all for the Global News at noon this afternoon, edited by Benjamin Joseph. For more information and inquiries, visit our social media platforms on Facebook at Echo FM and Echo FM 100.7, X at Echo FM_Owerri, Instagram at Echo FM 100.7, and YouTube at Echo FM 100.7. You can listen to us anywhere in the world by logging on to www.echofm.net, that is www.echofm.net. My name is Mary Omeniwode. Thank you for listening. Do have yourselves a lovely afternoon.